a movie that have you walk away feeling very mixed and not sure what to think. But it's a movie that you know well. You know in your hearts. Star Wars, the trilogy, the third trilogy, Episode 9. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. And you think you're going for a good time, and you get some bits and pieces of good times, and then you walk away feeling sometimes, what did I just watch? There's some good parts, some bad parts. I'm not sure how I feel about this movie. And today, I'm gonna do my darnest to review Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Now. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka, and what is Movie Breakdowns? Movie review series where we look at new and old movies, give them a grade A through F, plus and minuses do count. And if it's a movie you want me to review, please let me know, and I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. Also, I have a Patreon where you can request me to watch movies for you and review them, and you get first come, first serve. Also, you get bonus features on my Patreon, such as first thoughts on movies, trailer reviews and reactions, and a few other things. Also, you get the movie reviews when they come out before they come out on YouTube, or Facebook. So you get the Patreon, and then it's YouTube or Facebook, depending on which one you're on and when I upload it. But Patreon gets all the stuff first. So you be like, oh, I got my hands on the product first. I'm ahead of the game. Anyway, let's go and get to this review. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. So, what is the movie about? And a lot of this is in the trailer, because this part, let's just say this right now, this first part of the video is going to be spoiler free. It'll be spoiler free, and then I'm going to dive into the spoiler in the second half of this video. So those of you watching right now, continue watching. After I give my grade, cut off the video. Don't watch the rest of it, because I go into spoilers. So after I give the grade. Now, storyline. So the storyline is about Principal Palpatine. He's back. You saw in the trailers. You saw the trailers. He is back. And it's up to Resistance to find a way to stop Palpatine, as well take care of the First Order, who is there, who could cause some issues to the Resistance as they're trying to stop Palpatine from getting back to power. And that is the storyline. That is it. That is it. That's the storyline. The main storyline. Now, how does that storyline play out? Well, and this is where my first thoughts come into. So, as I got done watching this movie, I didn't know how I feel about it. I try to take the fandom out of my movie reviews when I go watch movies, because I think that's the best thing to do. Don't go into a movie thinking like, well, they should do it this way, or they should do it that way, or they didn't do it this way, or that's not how things should go, or this can't happen here, oh my god, oh my god. In reality, go watch the movie, go enjoy it. What really turned me away from expecting too much or expecting it should be a certain way was really Iron Man 3. You know, I'm diverging here. Iron Man 3, when I watched that movie and how they handle certain characters in that movie, I realized that movies are not for all the fans. They're not for certain groups of people. It is for everybody to be enjoyed by, and you just go in and enjoy it. So watching The Rise of Skywalker, sorry about that, I was going in thinking like, you know what, don't put your expectations too high, don't expect things to go a certain way, and just enjoy the flick. That probably explains why I like The Last Jedi a lot more than a lot of other people, because I didn't put this giant expectation on Star Wars should be a certain way, Star Wars should be this and that. No, go have fun, have a good time. With that being said, you gotta have a good storyline. The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, the storyline was there. There was a storyline that was being told, and you can follow it and enjoy it. With this movie, you know, I gave you the storyline, the basis of it itself does not play out the way it should play out. Like, there's certain things that goes on in the storyline that make you think, wait a minute, that's okay, I guess this is happening. Okay, who is this? Why is that there? Alright. One of my biggest gripes about movies is having too many characters, or not having enough story fleshed out for these certain characters to be there. This movie falls into that trope. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker has a lot of tropes in it that you're going to see that you've seen in other movies. And you said my Venom review, you know how I feel about tropes. tropes are throughout this movie. You're gonna have the random character that shows up out of nowhere and you're like, where you come from? Why are you here? Okay, you're here and now you're gone. Oh, okay. Where'd you go? Alright. Oh, who are you? Hi, I don't know who you are. Should I care about you? Okay. I shouldn't care about you. Alright, cool. The movie has a lot of characters in it that come and go for no reason, or they just appear for a reason and then they don't have any more of the impact in the movie. Which you're like, alright, this is a trilogy. This is the third part of 2 other movies. Now I get it. J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson both had 2 different visions of Star Wars. J.J. Abrams, who did Force Awakens, he had a different vision than Rian Johnson, who did Last Jedi. And J.J. Abrams is the one directing this movie, and he kind of retcons a lot of stuff that happened in The Last Jedi. A lot of things that happened in The Last Jedi no longer exist in this movie, or it is just talked about it and says, okay, we push it to the side, adios, good riddance, we're going to focus on this again. Which means they do not coincide well. So they're like, this movie could have been a sequel to The Force Awakens and probably a lot better versus being in the third in the trilogy, which had a sequel that didn't match up with the third movie. So therefore, you're getting things in this movie you're going to get confused by and like, well, why is that happening? Oh, that's happening. Oh, they're getting rid of that from the last movie. Okay. Alright, well, that's cool. Alright. Okay then. This is happening. Now, I would say some good points in this movie. The actors are great. Before I go into each one individually and their characters, the whole cast was great. The music is great. The cinematography is great. The choreography is just great. The CGI is great, except for one person, which is not really CGI. It has some in it, but because of real life events, she just looked out of place when I talk about her. But everything's great. The storyline's the one bad part, and the storyline it's all over the place. It is a storyline where they go to multiple different planets, and they're doing a bunch of different missions and different side quests to get to one part, and it doesn't really play out for certain characters, or just certain characters just having to be there because of reasoning, and just the storyline itself was kind of confusing and just muttered. And I didn't really like that. Okay, characters. So there's a few characters I want to talk about here. Of course, you got to talk about Rey, who's played by Daisy Ridley. Really? Why do I always mess somebody's name up every time I do these reviews? But Rey, who's played by Daisy Ridley, great. I liked her as a character. A lot of people are not going to like her as a character because a lot of people think she's overpowerful in this movie. Which, that's not a spoiler. You kind of see her get the same gripes in the other movies, like you get the same gripes in The Last Jedi or Force Awakens. How can she be Kylo Ren, this person who's untrained? Which, to me, I like the fact that you have a character who just has this raw, natural, like, power and just able to kind of harness it. So a lot of people complain about that in this movie, especially listen to movie reviews. You don't hear a lot of people complain about it. To me, I didn't care. I thought she was great. Now, and I like her internal struggle with her character that you see in The Last Jedi. They kind of play on it more in this movie. So I do like that. And her dealing with her issues. I like that. I like their character. Adam Driver, who played Kylo Ren. I like the struggle he goes through. You see it in the first movie, see it in the second movie. His arc in this whole series is done really well. I like his arc in this movie. I like Rey's arc in the movie as well. I just kind of wish they would have added more to her. John Boyega, who plays Finn, he's the one character in this movie who kind of falls flat for me. He's in the movie. Like, you get them watching the last 2 movies, his character, it flips. Or not really flips. I'm talking more about this in the spoiler review, but his character's more... He's not the Freddy cat he was in the first 2 movies. And there's no like reason why he is not, or nothing, like you don't know anything that changes. He comes in, he's John Boyega, he's Finn, and he stays that way through the rest of the movie, and you just like, oh, okay. Alright. Anything else changes with him? No, he walks away, he's feeling the same way. He does something in this movie, I'm talking about a spoiler review, that the movie doesn't play on at all. And it's probably one of the reasons why gonna give this movie this grade it is, because they bring up stuff in this movie, or they bring up stuff and they just drop it off. And Finn's one of the characters they bring up a lot, or bring his stuff up and then just drop it off. Now, Poe, who's played by Oscar Isaac, he's another character whose movie I feel like I kept trying to figure out his arc, and it didn't really seem like anything from him grew, or he kind of stayed the same character. I don't know. But Oscar Isaac was a great actor. He did great. Like the acting and actresses, the actors and actresses in this movie are phenomenal. Everybody did a great job. It's just certain things about their character, and that's writing, the storyline, which I really bugs in this movie, that doesn't really drive it home. Okay, so Carrie Fisher, she passed away in 2016, and she's in this movie. And you're gonna watch her in the movie, you're gonna see like, oh man, something don't seem right about Carrie. She looks out of place. Well, because they used old footage from The Force Awakens and Last Jedi in this movie to do her character. Because of that, they did the best. They did the best with what they got, what they had. I would say that they did the best with what they had, and they did a good job with that. It's just noticeable, and that's one thing I would say. It's just noticeable. So you're gonna watch this movie, expect her to be there, and expect to see her seem a little odd. But yeah, that's not a spoiler. It's just expect a little oddity with her in the screen and stuff like that in certain scenes. So don't be blown, don't be like taken away by that, and don't give the movie a bad reaction because of that. They did the best with what they got, or with what they had, I should say, not what they got, but what they had with the old footage. Rest in peace, by the way, Carrie Fisher. Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO in this movie, he actually one of the first time I actually liked C-3PO in all the other Star Wars movies. All the other ones I did not like his character. I couldn't stand him. In this movie, I enjoyed him, and I appreciate him a lot. I think he did great. They probably may be a C-3PO fan, and that tops off to you. And then, of course, Principal Palpatine, Darth Sidious, he's in this movie, and who's played by Ian McDiarmid. Same character, same guy, good job. There. Okay. Final thoughts before I get to the spoiler review and before I do my grading. Final thoughts. The storyline was really the worst thing about this movie. The storyline really messed this movie up, and some of the writing of it kind of messed the movie up itself. But other than that, everything else in the movie is great. From actors and CGI and choreography and cinematography. Choreography and cinematography, and the colors in the movies and everything else in the music. Everything else in the movie is great. The storylines are one thing that really damages this movie. There are parts of the movie that make you feel like, man, I kind of want to watch it. I'm curious what's going to happen next. I can't wait. There's parts of the movie like, man, when is this movie going to end? It's dragging. And it's not like a movie where it's like, it's doing great all the way up. It's like, it has its moments, ups and downs. But things happen in this movie, you're just like, okay, I'm going to run with this and believe it, or I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened? It's not a bad movie, but it's not the greatest movie either. It's not Justice League level, where it's just an average movie, but it's also not like John Wick level, where you're like, oh shoot, this movie is really good. I'm in my seats. I'm going for this. So, with that being said, she watched this movie in theaters. If you're a Star Wars fan and you don't want spoilers, watch it in theaters. If you're not a Star Wars fan, you're okay not watching this movie in theaters. I'm gonna give Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker a C+. It's a C+ for me. Storyline really irks me in this movie. Everything else was great, but the storyline was a really big part. Really irks me. There's parts of the movie that they try to force. There's parts of the movie where they have things that happen and they just let it go. And because of that, I can't get past that. Wonder Woman for me was a C+ or a C movie as well for me. And the movie had a great first and second act, and then the third act drops the ball for me. This movie, the first, second, and third act, all of it was like, okay, we're riding, it's cool, it's a solid pace, but then it's like, wait a minute, what's that? Wait a minute, what's going on here? Are you kidding me? Okay, really? So, because all the questions and holes I had into it, and I think that really threw me off. Was like, we're doing that, we're forcing this. Why are you bring this back up? Why are you leaving that alone? Okay, all right. Give the movie a C+. It was a strong B- for a long time, and then the few things I thought of was like, that actually was a good storyline plot that you just kind of dropped off there, J.J. Abrams. I can't let that slide. C+. That's my non-spoiler review of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Now, if you stick around, we're going to jump into the spoiler section. Alright guys, welcome back to the spoiler review section of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. And the very first thing I want to get off of my chest for this spoiler review is, I'm going to say Finn. I want to start off with Finn, but I really don't want to start with Finn. Take that back. I want to start off with Rey and Kylo Ren. So, Rey and Kylo Ren, they have, been together for the last two movies, especially Last Jedi. Them connecting like they're force messaging each other. And this movie continues that on, where they are having these mental, battles with each other in their minds or through the force, where they can connect. They're not in the same room, but they can sense each other from a distance, and they can somehow transfer physical things from each other. So they can transfer in the movie, Rey has a necklace that Kylo Ren snatched from her neck, or they are fighting and they chop down Kylo Ren's statue of Vader, and it falls to the ground. Vader head, his skull, his mask, I should say not his head, but his mask shatters on the ground, and Kylo Ren's I know where you're at. And then at the end of the movie, Rey's able to give her lightsaber to Kylo when she figured out where he's at. She gave it to him just by sensing him, which I was like, that's a neat thing, but they really explain how that really worked. But okay, we're going with this. Cool. But because that bond together they have, it would have been a cool friendship when Kylo Ren actually has a moment of redemption in this movie. So there's a moment where Princess Leia, she dies in the movie. Commander General Leia, she dies in this movie, and she shouts out Ben's name as she's about to die, which Ben realizes this, and Kylo Ren no longer becomes Kylo. He goes back to Ben Skywalker. He has a moment of kind of I'm done being this First Order guy. I'm done trying to be this dude. I just want to be Kylo Ren again. I just want to be Ben Solo or Ben Skywalker, whichever you want to say. It's probably Ben Solo, to be honest. Ben Solo, and he just flips back to being a good guy. And probably Harrison Ford's in this movie. Han Solo does appear back in this movie and has a chat with Ben, and kind of his memories, just have a chat and what should play out in the first movie plays out in this movie. Where now Ben Solo, I'm done being a bad guy. My mom just passed away. My dad's dead. What more is me? What I'm fighting for, kind of thing. It's not worth it trying to stop the First Order, or trying to stop the not First Order, but trying to stop Principal Palpatine and his final order, as he calls it in his movie, which is pretty much a giant, massive fleet where he's gonna go through and pretty much destroy the planet that opposes him with a Star Destroyer that has a planet-destroying missile on it, or laser. But Kylo does become a good guy again, and him and Rey have a kiss at the end of the movie. They fight Principal Palpatine together, they beat Principal Palpatine, and they kiss. For some reason, J.J. Abrams and the other writers thought it was a good idea to have them kiss. Nothing about this movie said, or the first two movies that they had some kind of love relationship together. They don't. There's no love connection at all. And then you have them kiss, which was abruptly out of nowhere. It was like Rose kissing Finn in the second movie. We wouldn't do a kiss thing because anything. You should have had Finn and Rey kiss because they met each other, and Finn was doing all these things for Rey. He found Rey attractive in the first movie. He wanted to be around Rey. He tried to impress Rey, and he wanted to bring Rey with him. Finn liked Rey. And Finn never got the chance to say it. Now, there was a part in the movie where Finn does go, Rey, I need to tell you something. I was about to die. Or they thought they were going to die, and they didn't die. And it never gets touched back on again. Finn said, I'll tell you later. Okay. Then it comes back up later in the movie where Poe Dameron's like, yo, so you going to tell me what you're going to tell Rey? And Finn's like, we're going to go on this right now. We're going to talk about this. Didn't do anything with it. Which I think he's going to tell you that he loved her. Which would be cool if Finn was the one who was there and was able to help out Rey in all the epic battles and be by her side and stuff like that and say, hey, Rey, I love you, don't want you to die. Not this way. Which Rey does die in this movie, but Kylo Ren brings her back because he, just like Rey, knows how to do force healing. Rey learns this. She learns it through a year of training. So she force heals a snake in the movie. Then she force healed Kylo Ren and during her fight later. And then, what's his name? Kylo Ren brings her back by force healing her at the end of the movie. And that's when they kiss. What? Don't like that. That was unnecessary. That was something that didn't need to be done. And that's why I mean my storyline in this movie was really bad. The writing was not the greatest. The writing, why didn't you have them kiss? You had all this work to do. Bring back Finn and Rey's connection. Let them be like what Finn was trying to save Rey. He wanted to be with Rey. Okay. Speaking of Finn, he does not have any character growth whatsoever. Like, he actually no longer the scary cat he was in the first two movies. He's actually a strong general in this movie. He does his hardest to fight off the First Order and fight off the Final Order and do all these things. That's like a really brave and commanding, like a leader, which is cool. But he doesn't grow. He's like, you watch this movie, Finn is Finn, and Finn stays Finn the whole way. He's just this badass, great character who doesn't, he doesn't run from fights anymore. He tries to fight his way out. He does a pretty good job. But just no growth. Then Poe Dameron, I don't know. When Princess Leia dies, he becomes a new commander of the Resistance, new general, but he's like, I'm not sure I'm ready for this. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know what's going on. Like, everything he had, like this tough demeanor, this, hot shot is no longer the hot shot. And I guess you can say he had an arc when he had his arc in The Last Jedi, where he's like learned that, you don't need to be a hot shot to save everybody. You can just be, this strong, tough character. You don't have to be like the hot shot that, like I said before, to save everybody. But nothing about this movie said that he was that character or that he learned that lesson. He was more timid, but he still put his crew in danger and hopes that somebody else will show up to save him. He still took a shot. I don't know. It felt like his character went backwards a little bit. And maybe because you say, well, Ali in the first one and Force Awakens, he was this hot shot. In The Last Jedi, he realized he shouldn't be a hot shot. He got a lot of people killed. And this one, he's like, I don't know what to do now, but I'm going to go ahead and go for it because I got to be the new leader. And as you look at it that way, he did have a little bit of an arc, but he wasn't a bad part of this movie. It was just the writing, to me. The trailer showed the lady with the two lightsabers, who was actually Rey. She duels her for half a second in the movie. Rey finds the Sith, this piece, I guess this little Sith locator. She finds the Sith locator in this movie and fights evil Rey for half a second, and that's it. Which it probably showed that Rey has an issue within her mind. She has an issue with handling the dark side and the light side. The dark side, the light side. She don't know how to use, like, she's conflicting back and forth, not sure which side she want to join. And when she fights her evil self for half a second, it probably show her that this is what you can become. And then after that, it's gone. Which I'm like, no, that's a very cool part. You could have focused on that and have her have this inner turmoil where she's fighting the darkness within her for a whole movie. That would have been a great sequel, but it didn't. Speaking of the dark side that's inside of her, she's the daughter of Principal Palpatine, the granddaughter of Principal Palpatine. Yes, I said it, the granddaughter of Principal Palpatine. So in the second one, they said that like your parents are nobody. Well, in this movie, they said your parents are nobody because they didn't want to be anybody. They want to be nobody, so that way they can save you. Principal Palpatine, apparently who's been around this whole time, was trying to find his granddaughter to have her take the throne and pretty much take his place. Because he's still alive. Alright? And because of that, Rey is a Palpatine. She is Rey Palpatine. And she does not like that. She actually changed her name at the end of the movie to Skywalker because of Leia and Luke. And she feel like they're more father figures or parent figures to her than... I get it. But your family line is Palpatine. You should take that line and run with it. But they didn't run with it. They just went ahead and said... You are Palpatine, and that's why you have this power. She does use the Force Lightning at one point, which I thought was pretty cool, but she never uses it again. Like, she should have like a lightning battle against Palpatine at the end of the movie, where she fights Palpatine, who still has to understand that he should stop shocking himself to shock others. Like, when he's like shocking people, Rey had two lightsabers, put them up together, and it bounced back and hits Palpatine, but for some reason he doesn't stop it. He just let it go and he kills himself. Because, also, by the way, he wants Rey to kill him so he could take over the throne, so Rey could take over the throne and at least the dark side into her. But Rey already made the choice that she can be a good guy, so killing Palpatine does not change anything at all. In fact, it just tells everybody to stop. Yeah. This movie has a plethora of different characters that pop in and out. There's two characters that used to work out with Poe. Their names, I can look it up. You want me to? Zori Bliss, who's played by Kerry Russell. And then Shirley Henderson, who plays Babu Freak. These two characters pop in the movie that help out with a part of the movie where C-3PO reads this inscription but can't read it back off or can't repeat it because it has the Sith language, which he's not allowed to say. He's programmed not to repeat Sith language. So they had to bring C-3PO to this like hacker, this droid hacker named Babu Freak, and Zori and Babu Freak are there to pretty much help out with this one part in the movie, and then they disappear. They help out and go away. They leave and come back towards the end with the, oh my god, the save you part trope. Yes, the trope where we need to save. Also, Naomi Aki, who played Johanna, she's in this movie. She's a new character who used to be a stormtrooper who got out as well. Finn meets her, they have this moment, and then nothing happens. I thought they were going to have another love relationship character with Finn, but no, just another somebody there and just disappears. They help out with the final battle scene, but they're there. But they help, like, actually, why were they there? Okay. They helped rebuild the ship. That was it. They found him on the planet where the Death Star was at. Her crew joins Finn crew, and that's about it. They help at the final battle, but other than that, they don't need to be there. They didn't add to the plot. They didn't really help out anything else. They were just there to say like, hey, we used to be stormtroopers too. Neat. What? Why that character was there? That's cool that she was there. I don't mind that, but just like, why was she there? It's me just thinking about this, guys. Just thinking about this. And then you have this new droid that gets brought into. I can't think of his name right now. I don't think I can be able to find it. Dio. The new character Dio, who's actually voiced by J.J. Abrams. He is in this movie. And he is there just for the fact that he helps Rey realize that if not Rey, what does he do? He was like, okay, they had like 4 droids in this movie. BB-8, R2-D2, who reprogrammed C-3PO himself, and then Dio, who was found on this bad guy ship. They reprogram him, or BB-8 reprograms him, brings him to the mix, and he does one thing where it's like, oh, he needs to be in this movie for this reason, and after that, he's not there anymore, which I'm like, okay, why is he here? You can find out another way. So, talking about the plot and why he brings like these things going on, they are supposed to try to track down Principal Palpatine. But before they do that, they need a Sith stone to pretty much find the location of Palpatine, so they go find Palpatine and fight him. Adam Driver, Kylo Ren character, he finds him first, beginning the movie, and then he end up joining Palpatine for a moment, but he really wants to join Palpatine so he can have Rey join his side so they can take over the throne together. They can kill Palpatine. Rey's like, I don't want to do that, so the yada yada. They have back and forth mental conflicts, and then they team up with each other. They have a fight. Well, they didn't team up. They fight each other first, and then they realize when Princess Leia dies, they're like, oh no, we should stop what we're doing, regret. And the reason why they can't really do dialogue with that because Carrie Fisher passed away, so it doesn't really help out as much. Did the best with what they got. When she reaches out for the Force, it's like, oh, okay, we should stop what we're doing, kind of thing. We should team up. Anyway, they team up. They fight Palpatine at the end. Palpatine loses, of course. But there's this giant chase. There's a knife they get that has like the coating on it. They have them go to the planet that has the Death Star on it. Rey finds where the triangle box, the Sith box is at by like using the knife that has an edge on it. Yeah, you don't really get that. Pull it out, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's happening. Speaking of Rey, she's overpowered for this movie. I don't care. I liked it. But the fact people be like, she can force heal. She has force lightning. She can do all these things. How in the world did she learn all this stuff? Also, Princess Leia is a Jedi. She can use the force. Not only that, she actually used a lightsaber. And her lightsaber was given to Rey by Luke Skywalker, who's in this movie as well. It's like a bunch of things pop out left and right in this movie. It's like, oh, you remember that character? He's back for this one moment. You remember that character? She's back for this one moment. Oh, yep, here's this fan service, fan service, fan service, fan service, fan service, fan service. I don't know, I'm ranting right now. I'm going off about a lot of stuff here. But there's a lot of things in the movie that just make you really think like, what the heck is going on? And the way I'm talking about this review, and we're going to talk about the spoiler, got me saying the same thing. You're probably listening to it like, Ali, you're all over the place. Well, because this movie is all over the place. Hands down. Lando Calrissian is in this movie, who's played by Billy D. Williams. Great. Chewbacca's in this movie, who almost died. Also, he doesn't die. That happens a lot in this movie, a lot. A lot of characters die, but don't die. Rey, C-3PO, Chewbacca, they die, but don't die. Kylo Ren dies, but doesn't die. Then actually dies. Yep, kept that one. Which I think there's other characters in the movie that just so many you don't really need to know. Oh, Rose from the last movie. So Rose, who's played by Kelly Marie Tran, she's in this movie and doesn't go with the group. Like, they had this big integral character in the second movie, then the third one, she's just there just to be there. It doesn't add anything else to the movie. She just leaves. She's like, well, I'm not going to go with you guys in your adventure, and I stay here and work on stuff. All right, Rose, why would you in the first one? Or why did you in the second one? You didn't add any impact to the second. To the third one? Okay. Oh, and Finn is awake in this movie. He's not in his coma. He's awake. He's moving around. He's doing things. And there's a spy in the First Order, which Finn and Poe, that's what they're doing at the beginning of the movie, is trying to get the message from the spy. And guess who that spy is? General Hawks. He is the spy. General Hawks, who is played by Domhnall, D-O-M-H-N-A-L-L, Domhnall Gleeson. His reveal in this movie when he's the spy is like, I'm the spy. It is me. It was I who helped you out. Dude, really? Really? That's a reveal of a spy, and he helps him out not because he wants the resistance to win, because he hates Kylo Ren. He wants to get back at Kylo Ren. That's fair. But I feel like you just wasted it. And why was it all like, spy reveals it, I'm the spy. You watch this movie, you know exactly what I mean when you watch this movie. And you're like, what the heck? And that's how I feel. Is there anything else I want to talk about this movie when it comes to characters and storyline? No. Go watch the movie for yourself. If you're a Star Wars fan, there's things like the storyline just all discombobulated, and the reason why they try and redo what happened in The Last Jedi, and I get that, but yeah, the storyline hurt this movie. It hurts a lot. Other than that, everything else is great. It's just that storyline. Well, thank you guys for watching this episode of Movie Breakdowns. I really appreciate it. See you guys next time. Please comment, please like. I really appreciate that too. See you guys next time. Also, if you saw the Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, I want to see Last of Jedi, Last Skywalker, but The Rise of Skywalker, please let me know what you think. Please put in the comment section below. I really appreciate that. See you guys next time. Keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend about my series. Tell a friend about Grind Towards Success. Tell a friend about the Movie Breakdown series. If you really like these episodes, I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. It means so much. I can't tell you how much it means. Like it's like I'll be really grateful you just told a friend and share and subscribe to the series. And thank you guys for watching this. Also, if you want to follow my journey outside of YouTube or Facebook, you can go to my Instagram page and you can follow me on my Instagram page at Ali_Zakka. It's right here. Put it right here in my face. That way you're like, where's his face at? Well, it's right behind the Instagram logo. Yeah, but you can follow me on my Instagram page. And also, if you want another episode of Grind Towards Success or Movie Breakdowns, you can watch the episode of Grind Towards Success right here. You can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right there. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. See you guys next time. Keep being awesome.